first port of call is Stavanger. Now, depending on what side of the quay you arrive on, sometimes it can be right, which is right by the bars. Sometimes it can be on the left, which is near the ships. But you have a short walk to the many bars, just so that we can sit down, look at our ship, enjoy Norway and the good beers. My favourite beer is Hansa. For the ones that are very adventurous and want to see a little bit more of Stavanger than just the town, we always recommend the Pulpit Rock. Pulpit Rock overhangs into the field. You get a boat, it takes about an hour, and you travel along some of the really lovely scenery from just a boat. And then you see the Pulpit Rock. Now, lots of people, they want to climb and they want to go to the Pulpit Rock, which you can do. But I would suggest seeing it from the water side. So the next place on the itinerary is Olden. Now, the best thing about Olden is the glacier. And this is because it's quite rare these days to find a glacier that you can actually see and view and take photos of. With the climate changing that it is, everything's getting warmer. 10 years ago, when my husband went to Olden and to view the Biskadel, it was right by the foot of the mountain. This time, as we've seen it with the climate change, it is now halfway up. And in another 10 years' time, it could be at the top and you won't see it and it won't be anything. So if you do want to go to see the glacier, and I would thoroughly recommend this, there's a shuttle bus that takes you to the visitor centre. And from that, you then go up to Biskadel Glacier. There is also a troll car that takes you there as well. If you don't fancy the Biskadel Glacier or going to the visitor centre for light refreshments, or that as well, why not go on somewhere that is a cable car? A cable car that you can see beautiful views of Olden, your ship, and anywhere else that you can see. This is one of the steepest cable cars, called the Leon Skylift, that you can go on. Steepest in the world. Why not experience that and enjoy Olden? Hi there, so there you are, you've come off the ship. You've gone to tours information and you have gone to book your viewpoints. Now, the great thing about booking not on the ship is that you don't know what the weather's going to be. It could be cloudy and therefore you booked a trip, you won't see anything. At least when you get to Geiranger, you can see how clear it is. And if it is clear, go to tours information, which is right by where the ship comes in, and you can book your viewpoints, 1, 2 or 3. If you've decided you want to go on the coach to the viewpoints, number 1 is a really lovely viewpoint. You've gone up about 620 metres over or round hairpin bends, seeing the ship getting smaller and smaller, seeing the mountains getting larger and larger. And you can, when you stop, the coach allows you normally about 25 minutes for you to go to the viewpoint. Then you board the coach and you go up to viewpoint 2. You've done the first 2 viewpoints. So what about the third viewpoint? This is high up above Geiranger, 15 miles. Viewpoint 3, you get to see Geiranger, you get to see the ship. It's 1,500 metres above sea level, and you get to go on the Geiranger Skywalk, which is a platform which is jutting out so you can see the view from that. When you book your tour, the first 2 viewpoints will be approximately £30. But if you book 3 for an extra £10, you really benefit from booking 3 viewpoints. It costs £40. So there you are. You've now arrived at Bergen. What do you see? Well, when you get off the ship, the first thing you'll notice is the lovely old wooden buildings. These have souvenir shops, and lots of them, bars and restaurants. These are quite close to the fish market, which you can see over the other side of the road. Continue along that road and you'll come to the funicular railway, which goes up the side of a mountain. Up there at the top, you will come across not only a souvenir shops, tourist information and a cafe and a restaurant, but up there you will be absolutely amazed of the beautiful scenery that is before you. Bergen stretched out left and right, and you'll see the lovely ship. Take lots of photographs, lots of videos. You will never forget that view. It is one to be held and one always to remember. Come down the mountain. Where do you go next? You go to the fish market. You can buy fish sandwiches, fish baguettes. It's already prepared, and you can buy that. You can buy like Coke and coffee and just sit out and overlook the lovely area. Or you can go to restaurants there and have your food. It is absolutely beautiful, but you need to plan what you want to do in Bergen, because unfortunately ships don't spend an awful long time there. You get there early morning you leave early to mid-afternoon. So it leaves too early. Plan what you want to do from Bergen. We always go to the Bergen. Now the Bergen is a very old part of Bergen. There they've got lots of craft shops where you can buy clothes, and there's restaurants there, and there's an old Bergen called, which is a bar. We always go there because it's quite unique, and we sit out in the square having a beer. Beer, unfortunately, is expensive, along with a load of other drinks, but at the end of the day, it's an experience to have. So choose wisely what you want to do. Nothing much nicer than going along to the fish market and having a beautiful sandwich, sitting down, having a coffee or a beer, which you can do quite easily and happily. Enjoy your time in Bergen, but plan it well. So there you are, you're thinking of going on a cruise. Which, for Norway, is the best time of the year to go? In May, you get about 100 millimetres of rain. In August, you get almost 200 millimetres of rain. In September, you can get up to 300 millimetres of rain. So the best time really would be May, because you're guaranteed of better weather, sunny weather, where snow is still on the mountain tops and blossom on the trees. And the great thing about going in May is on the 17th of May, which is widely celebrated, is a national Norwegian Day. When you go in August, the great thing about August, although you get almost 200 millimetres of rain, you do get a lot of hot sunny weather. But September, go later in the year and you're not guaranteed the sunny weather.